Businesses are opening, vaccines are available, and we are living life under less restrictions than last year. But what if you're just not feeling it? Psychotherapist and author Chamin Ajjan joins us this morning to talk a little bit more about this. Good morning, Chamin. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So, I'm curious. Let's first talk about the term getting life back to normal. For me, I feel like life has been normal. It's just we've changed. Things are different from last year. Can you talk a little bit about what this idea of getting back to normal, what does that really mean? And should we even be using that term?
I really strongly believe that we need to get out of this idea of going back to normal or getting back to normal and think about how we can create a new normal for ourselves, because the experience that we have had collectively has changed us. We experience the world in such different ways. So it's important for us to really look at how we can move forward without having to put old restrictions on us.
Yeah, I love that. Moving forward without the old restrictions. And like you said, we've all changed in some way. I know I'm not the person I was even at the beginning of this year. Why else do you think a lot of us were maybe excited to leave 2020 behind, but now we're here in 2021 and a lot of folks still aren't really feeling happy or joyous?
I know we were so ready to get back out there, and then it came, and we were in this state of insecurity and uncertainty for so long. And those restrictions were imposed on us for good reasons, but we didn't really have time to adjust. And we pivoted quickly because of social responsibility, but also because we were fearful. And when fear is a major motivator, those feelings become ingrained, they become second nature. And so for a lot of us, that fear is still living within us. And it's going to take time for us to shift our perspective from one of protection and safety to one of curiosity and exploration and connection with others.
Right. And let's talk about how to do that. How do we move where, every moment we had to mask, we had to social distance, constantly, cleaning everything down. How do we move out of that fear that you speak of?
So my advice is to do it slowly. If you're struggling with this concept, then take your time. It's okay to not feel ready. Just take it step by step. So see what feels okay for you. Choose something that's low stakes. Go somewhere that's not crowded, and somewhere that's close by for short periods of time. And check in with yourself. See how you're feeling. Honor how you're feeling. And if 5 minutes is enough, then take yourself home and you can start again the next day. And maybe you extend it for a little bit longer, or you try to be in a crowd that has a little bit more people. Test it out and make sure that you are honoring how you're feeling. And it's okay if you're not ready to take your mask off. There's lots of places in the world where people still wear masks, where it's a part of the culture. So bedazzle your mask, put your school logo on your mask, and wear it out there with pride. It's okay to have boundaries.
Chamin, I don't mean to cut you off, but I want to make sure to ask this question because I think it's important. We can't talk about 2020 without also talking about what happened socially and politically. We are almost out of time. What advice would you give on maybe feeling a little bit more okay in interacting politically and socially in your community?
Yeah, I think it's really important to acknowledge that we're all in a place of grief around what has happened. And grief is that idea of losing a loved one or a way of life or a possession or a cherished idea. And so for some of us, we're grieving how we thought this country was. For others, it's actual human lives that were lost. So healing needs to happen. And I think it's important for us to take action, find ways to connect, come from a place of love and support, and build something new and even better.
All right. I think we can all take away to just be a little kind to ourselves and to each other.
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining us this morning, Chamin Ajjan.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.